it's only about, different type of magic portions of some sort. So that's their extended knowledge of what witchcraft is. There may be many different types. There are many different types of witchcrafts. And what I want to do today, eventually I'm going to hone in on one particular type of witchcraft. I'm going to talk about two, because those two are more prevalent. But I'm going to talk mostly about one when I get there. Now, again, I believe I'm qualified to teach on it once again because I myself have been delivered from it. Now, over the years, I've seen it operating in different types of relationships. I've seen witchcraft operating in different types of relationships. I've seen it operating in marriages. I've seen it operating in boyfriend and girlfriend relationships, parents and children, pastors and congregations, but congregations also in pastors. I've seen it operating from leadership in the country and from other leaders around the world in their countries. So I've seen it. And the reason why I have such a keen eye for it is because I've been through it. I've been through it. If I was a person who was once wealthy financially and then I lost everything, okay, I would have a keen eye on a person that I'm looking at. I know that that person is going to be well off. I can tell that person because I've been through it myself. I was once wealthy. But I also would have a keen eye for those who were going to actually, listen to me, for those who are going to actually lose everything. Why? Because I've been through both. I was once wealthy, and then I lost everything. So I got an eye for both, the ones who will eventually become wealthy and the ones who will eventually lose everything. I have a keen sense of witchcraft, okay? Because I've been there, been delivered from it. I know what it looks like. It can't be hidden from me. And so I know what it looks like. And so God has entrusted me with this message to minister this message so that you yourselves can be aware of it, recognize it, but at the end of the day, deal with it. Witchcraft can only exist in a relationship if the one who is witchcraft allows it to happen. So I'm here today to kind of help shed some light on it. As I said, I pray that we would just pay attention and we'll get what we need from it. There are many relationships in the Bible that were under the power of witchcraft. Many relationships. When we look in the Bible, we'll see different type of relationships with people under the power of witchcraft. Okay? And so as a result, it's real. It's real. And we need not try to overlook it. We need not try to sweep it under the table. We need not try to act like it doesn't exist. It does exist. Witchcraft does exist in families and so in relationships. And so here exists in families. It's in relationships, period. Point blank. No ifs and buts, okay? Because, again, I've seen it throughout my lifetime as a believer. I didn't know what it was growing up. Again, my prayer is that, we hear it, we get it, and then we do something about it.
All right.
Amen.
Now, just to give you some context about witchcraft itself, there's the witchcrafted, and the witchcrafter. The witchcrafted are the ones that is under the power of witchcraft. The witchcrafter is the one that brings that person under the power of witchcraft. So we have the witchcrafted and the witchcrafter, and they are not one and the same. Okay, where they're the witchcrafter, there will be a witchcrafter. All right, so understand that as we move forward in the message. Now, I want you to open your Bible with me because I'm going to take you to the very first act of witchcraft in the Bible in Genesis. Always go back to Genesis. Let's look and see what happened here in Genesis. I'm sure I don't have to tell you. Your mind's already working overtime to figure it out for yourself. Genesis chapter 3. It's real. Witchcraft it's alive. And in church, I just want to say it grieves me throughout the years to see it operating, and people are oblivious to it, and they just don't want to deal with it. And let me tell you, man, when you come out from under that thing, man, you become a bold person, you become a no-nonsense person with it. I don't play them kind of witchcraft games. You ain't putting that on me. You ain't witchcrafting me. No, you ain't doing that to me. I don't care how much I love you. See, we're getting love mixed up with witchcraft.
All right.
It's a difference. And I'm going to be very candid this morning and open, amen, and hope that we can get some deliverance. Amen. All right, so Genesis chapter 3. I'm not going to say no one here is under it. You would have to determine that for yourself when you hear the message. All right. Now, the serpent, chapter 3, verse 1. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, had God said, Ye shall not eat of the tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God had said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die, for God do know it, that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Big mistake. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So as long as Adam was in that garden by himself, I'm sure the serpent had plans or was planning to bring him into a place of disobedience. But he couldn't get it done until the woman came there and entertained the very thing that God said don't entertain or don't touch or don't eat. He never said don't touch, but he said don't eat of it. So the woman goes out, and the devil has her looking at this tree and want to be the things that God said that they already are. And she takes up the tree and convinces her husband that he should do the same. And she takes up the tree, the fruit, she eats the fruit and gives some to her husband. They both now are in a mess before God. Both of them. Okay. All right. So that's the first example of witchcraft. Because she really witchcrafted her husband. Now she was witchcrafted by the serpent. She witchcrafted her husband and convinced him, knowing that God told him no, but she wanted it done. And so somehow or another she convinced her husband this was an okay thing to do. And they both took up the fruit of the tree, and they both said before God, and we know the rest is history. Now I want to make one thing clear too about this message. I'm not talking about only a female, because a witchcrafter can be a male. Okay? Witchcrafted can be a female. I'm talking about a spirit of witchcraft. Okay? And it can operate in anyone at any time. All right? So we see the first example here as of what happened here. All right? She brought him under the spell of witchcraft. All right? Now, I'm going to, again, do my best to explain to you the two types of witchcrafts that I think that are more often used on people. Like I say, there are many others that there are many different types of facets or levels of witchcraft. But this one here is used, this is one of the ones that we hear a lot about. Voodoo. Say voodoo. When people hear voodoo, most people, Right away, of course, they think of witchcraft. This is the first thing they think of. But, somebody say but. This isn't always the case. Because voodoo witchcraft is a different type of witchcraft than what I'm going to be talking about today. Voodoo is a type of witchcraft that deals with things like using particles of a person's hair, or using pieces of a person's fingernails, or putting certain type of things in people's drink or food, or using people's clothing, from their body, the part of the clothing that sticks to a person's body. And let me explain this to you. That particle of clothing has to be, I hate to use the word dirty, but it has to have had some type of perspiration on it in order for them to use it. It can't be clean. Okay? It has to have some type of perspiration that was once on it. All right? Okay, so also pictures are used in this type of witchcraft, which again is voodoo. Okay? Also dolls made in the image of a person. That type of voodoo where a person has a doll, and then they use that doll to inflict different types of injuries and pain on a person. Okay? That doll is made of. So that's voodoo. Now, that type of witchcraft is normally used on a person who has a great call on their life. That's not something that's done every day. That type of witchcraft is called potent witchcraft. It's very potent, meaning that's the type of witchcraft, man, you got to sit in the chair and get some things cast out of you when you come to the Lord. Because that's what it's all about. It's about releasing demons to control that person. Okay? And so that type of witchcraft is very potent. And a person can't just deal with that and walk away from that. They're going to have some major deliverance. Because they become almost like a zombie. People who are under the witchcraft of voodoo, they're like zombies. And they're at the command of the very same person that witchcraft them. Okay? They're at their command. Plain and simple. Okay? All right? So that kind is not used often. Like I say, most of the time, that kind is used against a person that has a great call on their life, because really at the end of the day, that type of voodoo is really, at the end of the day, it's out to destroy and kill that person. Oh my God. That type of voodoo is out, that type of witchcraft is out to kill a person. And you'll find the devil, knowing the call on that person's life, he will somehow or another put a person in the past. If that person keep resisting the call on their life, the devil put a person in that person's path to link up with that person and put that type of voodoo on them. And, they'll have people around them, or somebody in the street will tell them, hey, the Lord told me to tell you, you're in something that you shouldn't be in. And when those people keep hearing those things like that, then they got to realize they're under the power of they're under the influence of some very powerful stuff. And then they'll start thinking, every now and then they'll think, is this true? See, because this is what happened to me. I kept thinking, when I heard that I was witchcraft up, I was like, really? What is that? What is that? What is that? And then I would go back to acting like whatever the person wanted me to act like, and I would come out of it every now and then, and I'd think, man, something's wrong here. I can't put my finger on it. Then I'd go back to acting the way, then I'd have a breakthrough in my mind again. I don't even want to be around this person. Then I'd go back to not having a problem being around this person. Then I'd come out of it again. Then I'd be sad. Then I'd be crying. So I would be going through. Because first of all, witchcraft is, at the end of the day, a spirit of confusion.
Yep.
So I'm confused. What's going on? I want to go home. When I leave my house and go where I went, I wanted to go back to my house. I couldn't go back. I wanted to go back. I would be suspended. Couldn't get up and leave. The power, it was controlling me with the witchcraft. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know what was going on. I knew something wasn't right. And I remember Pastor Val getting saved, and y'all know the story. I kept telling her, pray for me, something ain't right with me. Because this is not my character, this is not my personality, this is not me. Can we kind of be still after a while, please? Because it kind of bothers me with everybody moving about. So it really got to me. It really was, I was like, something is wrong here. Something is wrong. I don't know. Pastor Val said, yeah, witchcraft. But she didn't know what it was. She had to go find out and get educated and find out, yeah, you under the power of witchcraft, son. And we tried to do everything we could to get myself free from it. We went to a witchcraft person, and they made it worse. Because the witchcraft person who put witchcraft on people can't take it off you. They can only release more. So we went to a witchcraft person thinking they would take it off, and when I got there, the witchcraft person told me, when I went in his little house, before I went in the little house, I remember sitting on the bench waiting me and Pastor Val to go in. And I seen some crazy stuff happening in that place. And then the guy says, your time. You come on in. So I go on in. And, they went through their procedures and stuff like that. He's supposed to be a priest, a reverend. And he pulls out this big cigar. And I told you guys the story before. He pulls out this big cigar. He puts it in his mouth. He lights it. And he takes it out of his mouth and put the lid part in his mouth. And he told me, you stand right here. And he took it and he blew the smoke on me. And as he was blowing the smoke on me, the cigar, in the top of the cigar was a big old hole. And he stopped. And he said, man, I never seen this. And these were witchcraft people who had been in business for years. Him and his wife. He said, I never seen nothing like this before.
They said it was ministers.
He said, man, this is some potent. This is potent. Like, who did this to you, son? Who in the world did this to you? Basically. And so I realized that they couldn't help. They told me about to go to the drugstore, and they told us to pick up some type of stuff. And told us, when you get in the crossroads of the street, sprinkler stuff. We threw that junk in the garbage. But it was potent. And my only way out was to get deliverance. So I got born again, got in church, got my deliverance. And so now I can recognize witchcraft. There was a guy standing across the street from where we lived. I was in my house, in my study, and the Lord, get up and go look out your front door, the glass. I looked out and saw the guy. I said, well, yeah, it's a guy over there cutting the grass. He said, yeah, go speak to him. I'm like, go speak to him? Okay, go speak to him. All right. So I go and I speak to him. Hey, how you doing there, young man? He says, I'm good. I say, really? He said, yeah. I say, really? He said, yeah. I said, okay, just wanted to come say hello to you, man, see how you doing. So everything okay? Yeah. I said, good, solid. All right, nice to meet you, sir. So I walks away, and he said, sir, no, everything isn't all right. My wife is about to leave me. She's putting me out the house. I said, okay. So what girl or what female are you involved with that in witchcraft, you bro? Huh? Ain't nobody with... Take it easy. So his wife pulls up in a van with all his clothes in, his ties, his shirts and pants. And I'm saying to him, somebody witchcraft you, man. Who is she? He said, no. I said, what's that? He said, that's my wife coming to throw me out the house. She's fixing to get rid of me. I said, why? Yes, I'm involved with her. I said, yeah, she done witchcraft you, bro. I said, look at your wife. Whoever this girl is that messed you up, bro, well, witchcraft called witchcraft. He broke down and started crying. I said, do me a favor. I'm going to ask your wife not to leave you, but I want both of you all to come to my house tonight and meet my wife, and me and my wife, we're going to sit down and we're going to minister to you. So he came and I sat down. They sat down and I said, listen, you under the power of witchcraft, bro. I said, miss, your husband is under the power of witchcraft. Somebody that voodooed him up. And we went through the discussion. He finally talked about, because sometimes he would have mental telepathy. He would be there and they could communicate with each other in their minds, back and forth. And, she would say, come to my house, and he would get up from his house and leave and go. Well, that was similarly happening to me. I could be sitting there having dinner with my family, and all of a sudden, like a robot, I would just get up and I would go. And by the time I would get there sometime to those people's house, I would hear them saying, Anthony. And I get up to the door, the window would be cracking, I could hear them, Anthony, Anthony. I'm like, wow. I'm green, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, wow, so they could just call you, you could come. And so I would go, and that's what was happening to him. But to make a long story short about that, we ended up praying for him. He ended up getting saved, and his wife ended up coming to the church. We ended up praying deliverance for him, and that deliverance for him was something else. But then I met another guy in the neighborhood. Let me tell you this real quick. I got a lot to talk to you about. So he comes, because there's a gentleman that's working on his house, and I want the guy to work on my house. So the guy comes with the guy to introduce me to him, and I said, okay, nice to meet you. But my neighbor, I knew him. I had seen him periodically come in and out. So one day, I said to him, you involved in a relationship, or extramarital relationship, bro? No. I said, yes, you are. You're involved with another woman. She knew witchcraft felt my friend. No, I don't know what you're talking about. And now where he used to come down with his friend to see the type of work he was doing in my house, I didn't see him anymore. So I would go to his house. I went to his house. I on his door. Because me and Pastor Val knew him and his wife. His wife was a very nice lady. Come on, man. Let's talk. Who is she? I'm not asking you if you're in one. I'm telling you you are. Because I can see the spirit. I know witchcraft when I see it. You can't hide it from me. He says, it's one of the ladies at my job. It's a young girl that works on my job. But I'm getting ready to transfer to another store so I can get away from her. You're not going to get away from her like that. You can relocate all you want. Bro, it's bigger than relocation. But you're not going to say anything to my wife. He said, I said, no, I would never do that. Well, I'm just telling you, you need to get saved, get in church, get your deliverance, man, because this thing is going to destroy your marriage. She's out to that spirit in her is out to destroy your marriage. So he told me, he said, I got to tell you something else. I got her pregnant. Oh, but she didn't have a baby. I said, okay, I understand all of that too. Sacrifice. I understand all the blood sacrifice that she did to the devil to keep you so that she could mess up your marriage. So he ended up, and his wife ended up moving up this way before we moved up. He said, I'm leaving. I'm headed way up north altogether. I got to get out of here. And he left. He moved up. And I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what happened to him after that. I haven't heard from him since. There was another guy, a lady across the street in front of us. Her and her husband. They used to argue a lot. And I remember when he left the house and left his wife for another woman, I told her, I said, don't worry. Let's keep praying, because what can happen is this lady put the witchcraft on him so that he can leave you and his family. And I knew that this guy loved his family. He used to argue all the time. That's another side of witchcraft involved in a relationship. So I was like, I like the guy, but she said, yeah, but he's gone. He's involved with another woman. Which woman? I said, you get saved and go to church and stand in the gap for your husband. Because that's what my wife did for me. And she did. And I understand he was getting ready to come back into his marriage. And he was on the road driving trucks. He had got a truck driving job where he would drive long distance. He was coming across through some mountains in Virginia. I understand he fell asleep, drove the truck off the cliff, and died.
He didn't get saved.
He did. He never did get saved. No, he didn't get saved. He didn't get saved. She did, but he did. And I remember having a talk with him, and he never did give his life to the Lord. But I saw the witchcraft. So there was a woman in his life that had been witchcraft and took him from his family. So understand witchcraft and how it works. That's voodoo. That's some of that stuff there like that. That's voodoo. That's strong stuff there. I believe that was called of God on his life. I really do believe that. There are witches, and then there are warlocks. Witches are females, warlocks are men. So you'll find that there are a lot of witches in the land in which we live. There are plenty of witches around there everywhere. Now, there are witches who do voodoo, and then there are witches who are going to do the other type of witchcraft that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But before we go there, let's go to 2 Kings real quick. 2 Kings. I want you to be educated, church. I believe the Lord wants you to be educated. I think there's no way in the world I can be saved but not understand spiritual things. Remember, Nicodemus was a religious man. He didn't understand spiritual things. Jesus kind of rebuked him on that. There's more to walking with God than just saying you're a Christian. You have to be spiritually sound. You have to have some spiritual strength or knowledge and understanding that even though we're walking in the natural, we're living in the spirit. And there are all kinds of things that happens in the spirit. There are all kinds of things that's going on spiritually. And I want to my job is to always try to educate. And I believe, again, that God can trust me with certain messages because he know I'll come and teach them. And then, it's up to the individuals to do what they want with it. All right, over in 2 Kings chapter number 9, verse 22. When you're there, give me a shout out and say I'm there so we can move on. Amen. All right, and it came to pass when Joram saw Jehu that he said, "It is peace, Jehu. It is peace, Jehu." And he answered, "What peace? So long as the whoredoms of thy mother," who? Jezebel. "And her what? Witchcraft. Are so many." Now, Jezebel represents witchcraft. We know that. The preachers talk on it over and over and over again about the spirit of Jezebel. But Jezebel can operate in a male as well as a female. Okay? Male or female. Now, listen to me good. Again, pay attention to what I'm saying. Jezebel didn't practice voodoo. She practiced another type of witchcraft that I'm getting ready to talk to you about. She didn't practice voodoo. She wasn't using people's garments. Her husband, she wasn't using his garments. She wasn't using pictures of him. She wasn't using his hair and nails and all this sort of stuff. She wasn't doing that. No, but she was working another type of witchcraft. That witchcraft, which again I find in so many relationships, is the witchcraft of manipulation, domination, and intimidation. That's the witchcraft that is more prevalent in relationships than any other type of witchcraft, period. It's manipulation, it's domination, and it's intimidation. Wherever you find manipulation, you find a witchcraft. Okay? Manipulation is the forerunner of witchcraft. Manipulation. That's what Jezebel operated under very strongly. She was a manipulator. She manipulated her husband. She manipulated the people of God. She was a manipulator. We see that Eve was a manipulator. So manipulation, domination, and intimidation is at the heart of the type of witchcraft that's in marriages, boyfriend and girlfriend, parents and children. It's in It's in different other type of relationships. It's in pastors and congregations with pastors. You hear the scripture that says that in the last days they're going to heap up for themselves teachers having itchy. That's witchcraft. That's the church witchcrafting the pastor into teaching what they want him or her to teach.
Amen.
It's witchcraft. True. There's so many churches that are under the power of witchcraft. True. From the altar to the pew, and sometimes from the pew to the altar. Mm-hmm. And so it's real. It's real. It's real. Say it's real. It's real. Oh, it's real, church. It's real. I know it when I see it. Haven't been a part of it. Haven't been under the power of it, put it that way. Now, it's operating in all of these different relationships for many reasons. But I would dare to say, number one reason why it operates in relationships is because that person has to have total control over another person.
That's right.
Total control over another person. Total control over another person. Or total control of the relationship. But control. Somebody say control.
Control.
We cannot ignore, please, we cannot ignore when we see a person that wants to be in total control of another person. Marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend. And I'm going to give you a list of things that a person can tell whether or not they're under that witchcraft spirit of manipulation in a minute. The total control. They want control. They have a need for control. I would say it's a power struggle, but it's not really a power struggle because the person who they bring under control with manipulation, trickery, cunning, no, there's no fighting back because a lot of times the person don't even know they're being manipulated. Someone who's spiritually sound can look and see what's happening to that relationship, but when you're in it, a lot of times you can't see it. You're under the power of manipulation, domination, and intimidation. Can't see it. Can't see it. It's watch this. It's confused with I love you, but you don't realize you're being manipulated and controlled and dominated.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Come on, somebody.
Amen.
I know this ain't gonna be an amen message, but it's a learning one.
Amen.
Amen.
Not only do they want total control of that relationship, they want to dominate it in every way. For many reasons. Again, we'll talk about their reasons later. What does witchcraft or the witchcrafted looks like? So, pagan to actually just 98 to 2018, I have studied the lives of people and relationships on my job, part-time job, even listening to pastors, looking at people in my neighborhood, looking at people in my family, looking at people in the church. I could see it. I could see it. But the people who are witchcraft, they're some of the nicest people that you ever want to meet. That's why they fall victim sometimes so easy to the witchcrafter.
That's true.
Yes, nice people. Nice people. So they're powerless. Been there. Can't be who I really want to be. Number two, confused. You find that they're confused at times. They become confused in their life. They don't know what's going on. Where you're in the presence of a witchcrafter. You're in the presence of a manipulator. a dominator, and an intimidator. What's domination? Someone that just want to control. It goes back to that. What is a manipulator? Someone that wants to control. What is an intimidator? Someone who wants to control through fear. Which leads me to my next word, which is afraid to confront them. Who is them? The witchcrafter. They're afraid to confront them when they're wrong. When a person, I'm not talking about nobody here, I'm just putting it out there in the atmosphere. When a person is in a witchcraft relationship, one of the things the one that's been witchcraft is afraid to do is confront the person who witchcraft them when they're wrong. Won't do it. Won't do it. A lot of times they won't do it. Not all, for the most part they won't do it. Afraid of the backlash. You might leave me. You might break up with me. Or you might leave me. Or if it's a family member, whatever. You might don't want to have nothing to do with me, whatever. But they are afraid to confront the person when they're wrong in fear of backlash or retaliation. Number one is you might leave me. So I'd rather just let you do what you do for the sake of staying in the relationship. I'm telling you, church. You don't think about Ahab. Ahab never confronted Jezebel. And she was wrong 24/7, 365 days a year. Never confronted. Adam never confronted. He just told God on how he got manipulated, witchcraft. Then he wanted to complain about it to God. Let me tell you something real quick, and I got several more. When you are enlightened about something, now you're responsible for what you're being enlightened. And here's the thing. Sometimes we don't even realize we hold the deliverance to a person that may have witchcrafted me by dealing with them like I'm supposed to deal with them.
Absolutely. It's true.
I can say emphatically, I thank God so much for Pastor Val, because one thing she's never tried to do is manipulate me. Never tried to manipulate me. Never tried to control me. Because it would have been a buck now, especially after I got saved. It would have been a real big buck on that. She knows that. Yep. I would buck that. Yep. You ain't gonna control me. I ain't gonna let you manipulate me. Now, I love you, baby, but when you wrong, I'm gonna set the record straight.
Amen. Okay.
I know she ain't going nowhere after 40 years, but prettiest years she can. But if she needed to go, she's out to go. But I ain't gonna let you manipulate me.
Amen.
We ain't got no babies, I got to pay child support, and we did. And I just had to pay the child support.
Amen. It's true.
No, I don't, because I got to pay that child support. Man, I can't be saying this to telling my wife, coward. That's why you witchcraft. No, you got to straighten that stuff out because you're under the power of witchcraft.
Amen.
When Pastor Val is wrong, it's prettiest year, I go to her, now Val, you know that wasn't right. And you shouldn't have did that or you shouldn't have said that.
Amen, it's true.
She know it.
True.
I'm not overwhelmed by manipulation because of her beauty or she's a nice person. When she's wrong, she's wrong. When I'm wrong, I tell her, listen here, don't let me get away with nothing because then I ain't told her this, but what she'll turn me to is a witchcrafter. I don't want to be one. When I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Right.
Let me deal with it. If I get upset with it and go in the bathroom and kick the mirrors, kick the cabinets, and come out, I still have to deal with what you told me I'm in error. But I would rather know I'm wrong rather than for you to let me become a witchcrafter to you.
Amen.
Keep me delivered.
Amen.
Am I making sense?
Amen.
But a witchcrafter don't want to be delivered and don't want you telling them when they're wrong. And will intimidate you and put the fear in you. We okay so far?
Amen.
Okay. Number 4, they believe everything they say, meaning the witchcrafter. They believe everything the witchcrafter say, even when the evidence is contrary.
Mm-hmm.
This is purple right here. These are purple. Yeah, these are purple. You know they're not purple. Tell the witchcrafter they're green. Help deliver them. Yeah, they'll get mad and whoop and holler and don't want to talk to you for a couple of days. But if it's based on love and not just you trying to control me, we'll be all right. That's why I tell brothers, I love you, man. Tell me if that's green. If you tell me that's purple and I say it's green, or if I say it's purple and you say it's green and I'm wrong, let me know that, because I know you love me enough to tell me the truth. And it's going to help keep me free from witchcraft.
Amen. Amen.
I've been there. I don't like that spirit. It's a controlling spirit.
Yes.
That mess I was in, I was controlled by those people. Out of character. Personality and everything was, I was a mess. I know how it works. After I got my deliverance, man, I can see that thing. I got with a group of guys who said they were Christians after I got out of that stuff. And they was having this thing called Shabbat or something that was having over, I wanted to fellowship with these people. And I went over there, them people were just as messed up and all out there, full of witchcraft, all of them.
Oh, Lord.
I was just a babe in the Lord at the time. They was just doing all kind of craziness, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all about witchcraft. And they were trying to suck me in.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of them got me good because I was a babe. This one here, he said he had been around. You know, Anthony, I've been around 12 years in the Lord. I'm like, wow. I was in awe at that. 12 years you've been saved. Wow. So I'm going to tell you right now, that jewelry that your wife is wearing is of the devil. I said, really? But man, I had that stuff made. That stuff expensive, bro. You know, I had a triangle made for her neck that said number 1 wife.
Number 1 wife.
Had a bracelet made, number 1 wife, same, matched it. I drew it up, had it taken to the jewelry. He tells me, see that triangle? That represents you, the mess you was in, and your wife. You must get rid of it. Tony was saying, please don't do it. And he had just got saved. But I was like, no, this guy had been saved a long time. I takes the jewelry and go home. And then we had a guy hanging around us who said he was a pastor. Man, wasn't no pastor. He was something else. But anyway, I takes it home, get a hammer, go in the garage, beat it all up and bent it. Beat it up, and threw it in the garbage. And about months later, it began to dawn on me. What did you do? But I understood later on, too, that this guy used to be a warlock in the occult.
High in the occult.
Very high. So he knew how to manipulate me. Very easy. It was easy to do. I just got saved. Maybe a couple of months.
Oh, man.
You know, I was still deep in the flesh. And he wasn't but this big. I was this big, so you know this finger was a little bit bigger than that one. But I was still deep in the flesh. Man, you made me throw away my wife. But he manipulated me. Just like that. His old ways came back.
So eager to be delivered.
And I threw it away, and I regret it to this day. Witchcraft. Number 5, how a person can tell that they may be under the power of witchcraft. They're totally obsessed with the person that witchcraft is. Obsessed. I love the missus, but I'm not obsessed with her.
Amen.
She loved Pastor Mark, but she's not obsessed with me. He said, well, y'all been together for years. Well, obsession don't wear off over time. If I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
But when you find that you're obsessed, Day and night, night and day. You're under the power of it. Oh yeah, you're under the power of it. Because God don't want us obsessing about no one like that.
That's right.
Amen.
How do I know this? I've been there. How do I know? If I try to keep up with every place Pastor B go, I'm obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
And she done witchcraft me real good. Because I got to know everywhere she go, what she may be doing. Like I say, this thing works in both male and female.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be wondering where she at, what she doing with. Well, then maybe she witchcraft me. Or maybe I'm just a very insecure person.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all listening to me?
Amen.
Is anybody listening?
Amen.
But I'm obsessed. Day and night. I'm thinking about you. Day and night. All I do is think about you. Day and night, that's all I do. That's obsessed. That's somebody that put something on you. Sister or brother. Think about a person like that. And if we have a disagreement, we'll talk about that in a minute too, but if we have a disagreement and I can't function because we had a disagreement, that's another problem. That's how you know too I'm under the witchcraft spell. Because I should be able to function if we have a disagreement. We just had a disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. You doing what you doing. We'll work it out down the road. But I'm not going to fall apart because we had a disagreement. And I'm not going to obsess with you because we had a disagreement. We just had a disagreement. People have disagreements all the time. But it shouldn't affect me where I can't get nothing done in my life or I feel like I'm going to fall apart or my world is coming to an end. Absolutely not. That's nonsense. That means I'm under the power of something supernatural. It's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we had a disagreement, I shouldn't fall apart. That means I'm obsessed with you. I'm overly obsessed, and it shouldn't be that way. But you manipulate me into feeling this way about you. Or at least I think I feel that way. Because like I say, sometimes we confuse love with manipulation. All right? Number 5. Number 6. Easily angered when someone tries to correct them. Now, if someone, Prophet Lloyd used to correct Pastor B all the time. That stuff ain't phased me in the least. Or if mama tried to correct her, or if someone tried to correct her that I know that I value their opinion, and I know that they're not trying to do something, malicious or anything. If she needs to be corrected, let her be corrected. Mother Brian been corrected her. I don't have a problem with that. Or even if someone said something about her that's not true, I ain't gonna go crazy. Or I'm not gonna get all angry and defensive because you telling me something about. No, if you tell me something, I'm gonna sit there and listen, and then I'll say, well, such and such, or I may not say nothing, depending on whether or not what you're saying is true. Because sometimes, again, when a person is under the witchcraft power of manipulation, they don't want to believe anything negative about that person. Whether it's right, of course, I can understand when it's wrong. So they get angry, man. Don't you say. So now you bringing me under witchcraft. Because I want to correct Susie. Because Susie or Joe, they were wrong. And I want to correct them, but you want to get in my way to correct them. Then you're keeping them in bondage.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to be delivered. I'm talking about nobody here now. I'm putting this thing out on YouTube land. I'm just telling God on the truth. I've been there. Don't you talk. Don't try. It ain't for you to correct. I do it. No. If a person who's a good person, a person I value their opinion, want to correct, that person that I'm involved with, hey, let them do it. Because I know that their heart is in the right place, and they're not going to try to correct them just to score some type of points or to make themselves look good. But if a person in authority want to correct them, so be it. I'm not so overly obsessed with Pastor Val, nobody can't correct her. She used to listen to Pastor Lloyd correct me all the time. She ain't never got mad with him. Now, when I wasn't delivered, I used to ask her why she didn't get mad. When I got delivered, that lady ain't get, I was like, okay. He told you to tell me to do what? He told you to tell me to go do what and do when, do how? Yeah, he told me to tell you. I could have said, don't you come tell me what another man told you to tell me. Okay? Let's get that straight. But I was like, oh, he told you to tell, okay, let me do this then, let me do that, let me do the other. She didn't get mad about it. I didn't get mad about it. But if I don't let you get your deliverance, you'll stay in that place of witchcraft. And not just me, anybody else you can, because it's a spirit of manipulation.
Amen.
And I'm going to talk about the origin of that. I may not be able to get to it, but I want to talk about the origin of manipulation, where it comes from. How do it get in a person? Where does that spirit come from? It's prevalent all throughout our life, all throughout our society. Number 7, they're willing to lie for them and about them. Not on them, but about them. They're willing to lie for them. No, they lie. And you just get right on in, a person, just go right on in and lie with them. Well, we saw that in the Bible. Did we not see that with Ananias and Sapphira? Did we not see Ananias was willing to lie along with Ananias and both of them end up what? Dead. Now, she could have saved herself after he died. But she chose to go the way he was lying, and then both of them, she ended up dying just like he did. She had an opportunity to not go the way of him, but she lied with him. Which tells me Ananias had his wife under. I'm just saying it's not written in scripture, but somebody had somebody under the control of witchcraft, because she seen how he died for lying, and then you gonna go the same route, and she ended up in the same place. That's what I'm saying. Knowing that they're lying. No, stop it. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Amen. Be honest. Amen. Tell the truth. When they're lying, call them out on it. You're lying. Stop the lying to me. Stop the lying to them. Stop the lying. Call them out. Help them get free.
Amen.
Sometimes a person that's a witchcrafter, they don't even know they won. Because spirits can use people, and people don't even know they're being used by a certain spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Come on, listen to me now. Oh no, that's not what they meant. That's what they meant. They didn't mean that the roof wasn't falling in. That's what they meant, and it's not falling in. They meant that. Another sign, having always proved themselves time and time again. A person who's under the power of witchcraft, to the witchcrafter, they have to prove themselves. They always have to overcompensate to get the approval of the one that witchcraft. That, my friend, is a problem. You got to change your look. You got to change this. You got to do this. You got to be all, end all, so you can get approved by the person that witchcrafts you. That's when you know you've been witchcraft. They ain't sprinkled no stuff on you. They just been manipulated you. They ain't sprinkling no fairy dust. No, they done manipulated you. And you always trying to prove yourself to them, rather than just being yourself. And if they can't accept you for yourself, oh well.
Amen. Amen.
You got to deal with that, not me. Because I'm not going to let you change me into somebody you want me to be so that you can continue to control me. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm just not going to let you do that. You look at some, some of these young girls, they get with these guys, and, these guys want to try to change them and want them to look a certain way or act a certain way. Forget you. I am who I am. I'm going to be who I am.
Amen.
Don't like it? I bind them witchcraft demons up in you and give you your walking papers. Get out my face. Because you're not going to make me change to be somebody. And you're not going to make me accept things that I wouldn't automatically accept if you had not manipulated and witchcraft me.
Amen.
Y'all listening?
Amen.
Yeah, they're watching now because, making me accept things I never would accept. You've been witchcraft. Huh? Yes. Newsflash. Change in personality. You notice a person that's under the power of witchcraft, how their personality changes. And if you knew them prior to them coming under the power, you'll know that their personality, it does change, because mine did. And so you'll see that their personality is not the same anymore. And another thing I noticed too is that, with me, I'm going back to me. Remember, I'm talking about me now. I know not only did my personality change, but even just, the reality is, even just my thought patterns, but they changed. They wasn't the same. My personality, I wasn't the same person that I was pre-being witchcraft. My whole attitude, everything changed. It just changed. Number 12, and what's important is that, this one, which is important about number 12, is emotions. Witchcrafters know how to play on your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel so sick. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Go sit down somewhere. Stop playing with me, man. Nothing wrong with you. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it.
Okay.
I know when something wrong with you and something ain't wrong with you. Oh, this. Easy. Just take it easy, man. I'm going to pray for you. Then let it be at that. I'm not going to let you witchcraft me, man, until I'm feeling, now I can't function because I'm feeling so bad for you. Oh, now I'm all messed up. It ain't nothing really wrong with you. Playing on my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not, I'm down. I'm not. You ain't tricking me. You can't do it. I'm not going to let you do it. Amen. I done been there. What? I came out of hell, man. Those people had me in HELL all caps for 9 months. I went through pure hell with that witchcraft. And when I came out of it, I said, and someone told me, a pastor told me, say, you going to hate it. And you going to recognize it. And you going to hate it when you see it. And they wasn't lying. So they'll play on your emotions. Well, things are not going right in my life. What you want me to do? I don't know, but things are not going well. Well, I'm going to pray for you, but ain't nothing I can do, baby. Now, you trying to drag me into a place of depression. And ain't nothing wrong with you.
All right now.
Oh, good God Almighty. Y'all still love me? I don't want
Amen.
to.
Amen.
See, y'all talking, oh, I like truth. You sure?
Yeah.
Are we sure we love truth now?
Amen.
You know, if nobody, that's what you're going to get when you come here. Because God wants you to be all that he created you to
Amen.
be.
Amen.
And witchcraft will hinder you from moving forward, even in who God called you to
Come
be
on
and
now.
what God wants you to be.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be up here doing this except I had gotten delivered from it.
Amen.
Come on now. It's true.
Amen.
That's right.
It's manipulation.
Oh,
And you have to be
Thank you.
very careful about it.
yeah.
On your jobs, you got supervisors. They'll try to manipulate
Yeah.
you.
Sure will.
I had one on that little part-timer. He always wanted me to do his work. I ain't doing your work. I got my own work to do. I'm not doing your work. You're my supervisor. I already see you coming a mile away. You trying to put the manipulation game down on. You trying to witchcraft me real quick, like, you know, to do your work, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do my work. My work.
Okay.
You want to come stand around me with your hands in your pocket telling me to do this, then I find out later on somebody say, you know, he was supposed to do that. But he want to come say, yeah, Anthony, you go you do this. And really? No, bro, I'm going to do my own work. Yours will just have to wait until you get around to it.
Amen.
They say, you know, do what they tell you to do on the job. I'm not telling y'all not to do it. I'm saying me. Because I seen the manipulation, and it's strong on those jobs. Y'all know it's strong on those jobs. They try to get you to do things that, you know, then you have people on the job that just want to manipulate you just to bring you under a spirit of control. They just want to control you.
Yeah.
And what they'll tell you to do, they know it's wrong. But they'll try to make you do it because they have a witchcraft spirit of manipulation and control. Move them seats back there like that, but that's not in my job schedule. That's all right. Move them seats back there and then bring them back up here and then push them back again. What's that all about?
True.
Control and manipulation.
Yeah. True. Good stuff. Good stuff. True.
Kids are the same. You got kids, little bitty kids. They done learned the law. They know the law more than you. They know that if you tackle them a little bit, they gonna call DCF. That's what it is. They know DCF number by heart. They got it in their phone, and they just waiting for you to quote, and they gonna hit that number, and they gonna tell DCF to whoop them. But I know how to pray, and I know how to take away all your other privileges, little Joy. I ain't gonna whoop you. I just take away all your privileges. Take away all your little things you like doing. You can't go outside. You ain't watching I'm not gonna let you watch TV. Amen. I'm gonna send you in to do some reading, do some homework. I'm gonna send you to do some work out of a book, and I want you to tell me you gonna do that work out of the book, and then you gonna bring it to me and explain to me what you done. I'm gonna get your textbook. How dare I let little kids manipulate me? You know who feeds you? Boy, you would starve to death. To death, you dry up to skeleton-like. If I didn't feed you, Jimmy.
Come on now.
I'm gonna let you control me?
Yeah. Thank you. True.
One of the things I'm gonna manipulate you now, bro,
Oh, no.
or you know, their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their husband. Their wife. I learned it when I was young. I practiced it on my parents and got away with it. My parents let me get away with it. Amen. But you got to say, listen, let me sit down right here. Let me explain something to you. The roof, the food, the bed, the clothes, they ain't yours. You don't pay for them.
Amen.
I do. And you gonna do what I say, especially when they little. Go in the room. You know, time out. Go do some textbook work. Even if you're a teenager living in, go. You ain't going outside for a month. You'll learn then.
Okay. Thank you.
If I ain't gonna whooping nobody, we don't do it. But I have to discipline you kind of way.
Yeah.
Take away the things you like to do. That's all, just take them away. Amen.
Amen.
But I ain't gonna let you witchcraft me. I see parents all witchcraft up.
Yeah.
Marching to the drum of their children beat. Joey say, march, okay. Susie say, march, okay. Susie better go sit down somewhere. You please. Go sit down somewhere now. Please, seriously. You playing. Go sit down.
Thank you.
And then if there ain't enough, I'll go in prayer, the Holy Ghost. Lord, deal with them.
They don't want that.
Am I making sense? Okay, I think I got a couple more. All right. What number was that? 9? Was that 10? 10. 11 is they become distant mentally. The reason why a person that's witchcraft becomes distant mentally because their mind is always on that person. It goes back to some obsession, if you will. They're distant mentally. They're not all here, and a lot of times they can't focus because of that. Witchcraft will not allow you to focus when you're under the power of it. All right. I talked about always being afraid to lose them. If a person leave you because you won't allow them to witchcraft you, then you know what? There was never no love there. It was just about them being in your life to control you. If they want to leave, they have to leave. I mean, I'm just not going to let you control me. And I'm not talking about you going to talk to them any kind of way. I'm going to just call you out when I need to call you out. I'm going to set you straight when I need to set you straight. I'm not going to let you talk to me any kind of way. I know when you're lying, I'm going to call you out on it. I know when you're being phony, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm not going to let you get away with things that's going to bring me under the power of witchcraft. I'm just not going to let you do that.
Amen.
Amen. I love you. Hey, I love you, man. I love you. I love you. I love you. But I don't love you to the intent I'm going to let you bring me into bondage to you witchcrafting me. Does that make sense to anybody?
Amen.
Number 13, as I said before, they'll defend them even when they're wrong. Even when they know that they're wrong, they'll defend them. But you know that they're wrong. But why are you defending them? Don't defend them when they're wrong. Again, let them get some deliverance. Don't defend them when they're wrong. Don't defend them. Don't try to defend them. Because you know what? Again, people who are on the outside of a relationship that's under the power of witchcraft, especially a person who's spiritually mature, they can see it. When you're in it, you can't see it. When I was in it, I couldn't see it. It took Pastor Val being on the outside to see what was going on the inside with me. I was in the mess. She could see it. Because by this time, she had got saved. She was around people who knew. And they told her, hey, this guy's, he's under some powerful stuff. Okay? So she could see it. But I couldn't see it right away. I had spells where I was like, oh, something is wrong. I didn't know what it was. And I remember going telling the people, and that was a big mistake. I remember going telling the people, my wife said you witchcraft me. What? I don't deal with old beer, man. Like, well, I didn't say old beer. Old bear, I don't know what you're saying, but she said you witchcraft me. Why did I say that? I think she turned that thing up a whole nother notch after that. So it wasn't for me to go tell the people that I was witchcraft. It was Pastor Val letting me know, locating me and letting me know where I am.
Be aware.
And one thing I loved about what she did, she would invite me to church and I would come to church with her. Well, I listened to what they were saying. There was sometimes I heard what some of these people were saying, but I needed to come to church to hear what was going on. And man, eventually that stuff started working on me. I wanted my deliverance.
Amen.
I wanted it. And hear what the person say, you're going to get out of this one of these days. You were right about that because I had no business in it. They would tell me that periodically, you gotta leave. Right. I had no business here. How did I come under the power of it? When they helped me fix the children's bicycle, they gave me some juice. They had to put some stuff in the juice. I didn't realize it. But I noticed after they put the stuff, after I was drinking the juice, I would just be home and my mind started drifting all of a sudden about them. I was just thinking about these people. Then again thinking, then again. Go around and see if the bike okay? Yeah, the bike okay. Want some juice? I mean, I'm thinking you're polite. I'm thinking he's offering some juice. Okay. There's more. They done put something in the juice. Now it's even worse now. Say amen, y'all.
Amen.
Man, they got me good. But thank God for the blood of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, number 14. I think I have one more after 14. 14 might be. Okay, 14 might be the last one. Okay, 14. I talked about this too. Tolerating things they otherwise wouldn't. I did speak about that. I didn't tell you that that was one of the signs, but it is a sign that you tolerate things that you otherwise wouldn't. A person does. When they're under the power of witchcraft, they tolerate things from people. That person that they normally would not tolerate. I don't tolerate this type of stuff. So why am I tolerating it from you? I'm doing it because I'm under the power of your witchcraft control. And I'm afraid that if I buck it, then you might want to leave me, or you might want to walk out on me, or you might want to, or you'll get mad, and then you'll get mad and you'll start crying, then I'll start feeling sorry for you, and then the cycle starts all over again. Because some people, I'm going to give you a newsflash. Can I give you a revelation?
Mm-hmm.
People get fake crying.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you didn't know that. Some people can put down a fake cry. Really? Because I told you X, Y, and Z, you gonna bawl like that. When you come out of this stuff, now I ain't saying nobody here is under it, but when a person come out of this stuff, they hate that spirit.
Yeah.
That's why I talk so passionate about it. I hate it.
Amen.
And I hate that I was under the control of it. And I hate that what those people, the devil used them people to do to me. So here's why the Lord can trust me with this message. To come and deliver it to you. Look in your family. Look at your children.
All right.
Look at your children's relationship. Look at your grandchildren's relationships. Look at your own relationship. See if it's there. And if it's there, you have to pray it out. It's
Amen.
a spirit.
Amen.
It's a spirit. I'm sorry. It's okay. One of the number one ways a person come under the spirit of witchcraft of another person is low self-esteem. That's number one. That's the biggest one. You catch me at a vulnerable time in my life, you can bring me under the power of those. And because guess what? Chances are you may say some things that make me feel good about myself. You really don't mean it, but you're saying that anyway. Or even if you mean it, hey man, I come under your power because you're saying things that make me feel good. Or in some cases, the person who's witchcraft, the person don't even tell a person things that they need to hear to make them feel good about themselves. It works both ways. But I have low self-esteem. So therefore, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I please you. Because I have low self-esteem and you want to be with me. So since you want to be with me, I can't buck the situation. I got to go along with whatever you say for the most part. I don't want to look bad and lose you. So I got to go along with you. Low self-esteem. It starts with low self-esteem, insecurities. And that's why I say a person who's been witchcraft is always looking for the affirmation from the person who witchcraft them. And a person who witchcraft a person 9 out of 10 times will not be honest with them about most of nothing. They will lie and deceive. Can I just be honest? I've been there. I'm talking about me now. Lie. And deceive. That's what was happening to me. Lie, deceive. Right, you have to deal with it. You have to tell, when you know they're lying, stop it right there. nip it in the bud. I'm helping you get free. You're lying.
Right.
Call it out. Don't let it build up till you get angry and then you want to go off like the Hulk. Don't do that. Nip it in the bud when it happens. That's how you straighten it out. Right then and there you're lying. No, I ain't lying. You're lying. I know what you're lying. You think you're lying. I just had an epiphany, a breakthrough. You're lying. Yesterday you got me with a lot of dates. I had a breakthrough. Something happened. God broke me through and I see where you're lying.
Amen.
Okay.
I saw a young man, I'm going to stop right here. I saw a young man that I know very good. His wife, it was a situation that came about where I was gonna do something and I wanted, the person's child to go with me. And no, didn't want the child to go with me. So I told the dad, don't want him to go. Told the mom, I don't want the child to go. The mom got mad and said, yeah, he going. But didn't tell me that. But told the dad that, oh, he going. The dad said, no, he ain't going. Because the man said he can't go. So we went home, we got back. I saw the lady call the guy out. Say, come on, come here. And the guy went out, big guy too, went out like a little child, and they stood there, and I saw him reprimanding. I can't hear what they said, but I could see them, what they were going through. And he was like, when she was telling him, I told you he can go. I don't care what they said. I said that he can go. And what I says goes. And I think they must have saw me looking out the window. And they went further down and got somewhere behind a truck with him. And I could still see him like this. You coming up in my face like that, really? With this foolishness. I said he couldn't go. I'm the daddy. You the mom. He can't go. End of story.
Right.
End. Don't come up in my face with it. I said he couldn't go. Get out my face. Because I said he couldn't go. And I meant that. And you don't have no right to come in my face trying to correct me when I said he couldn't go. He couldn't go. He didn't go. End of story. Move on. Why would you stand there? This was the woman. You would think that's the man, right? How people come under that power? How? A big grown man. How do they get under that kind of power? Instead of telling everybody, baby, go sit down. Just go sit down. The little boy couldn't go, he didn't go. I got something else I need to be doing. He's going about my business. Why stand there like that? You in public. I'm sure I wasn't the only one looking. But you got some guys that tolerate that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Amen. A woman, let me tell you something about a woman. A real woman, man, she can't control.
Amen.
A real woman.
Amen.
If you want to control me, you ain't no real woman. There's something else going on with you. A real man don't want to be controlled by a woman.
Amen.
Amen. That's right.
And a real man don't want to control a woman.
That's right.
I don't want to control my wife. I don't want to manipulate her. I don't want to do that. And I don't want her doing it to me. How can two walk together except we be in agreement? So I don't want no manipulation in the marriage. I don't want witchcraft there. Amen. I don't want my children to see witchcraft there and then they'll carry it into their relationships. Because they seen it. Because this guy who was reprimanded by his wife for saying no, that the son couldn't go, I guarantee the kids see the mama controlling the dad at all times. If they did it in public, they doing it behind closed doors. If she's doing it in public, she's doing it behind closed doors. Make sense?
Amen.
Manipulation is subtle. It's subtle. It's a very subtle spirit. And until a person is delivered from it, they would never know that they were even in it. They will never know that they're in it until they get delivered from it. Because it's subtle. It's a subtle, crafty spirit that entered into the Garden of Eden through Eve. And that's why the Bible says the truth you know that sets you free. When you know the truth about something, you could get free from it. I'm not talking about being mean, church. Don't leave from here saying he's going to be mean. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying deal with things in a relationship that you know that need to be dealt with. If the person is in error, they're in error. They're wrong. Let them know that. Don't let them lie to you. When I know you're lying, I'm just not going to let you. I'm not going to accept it.
Okay.
If I see that you're trying to manipulate me, pull on my emotions, I'm not going to let you pull on my emotions. I'm just not going to let you do that to me. I'm not going to let you change my personality. I'm not going to defend you when you're wrong. If somebody else called you out for being wrong, they called you out. Then you shouldn't have been wrong. Because that's what I'm going to tell you where you shouldn't have did that, baby.
All right.
That's your fault. I'm not going to go defend you when I know you're wrong. Then that makes me worse than you.
Okay.
Amen.
I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry, I'm not wired like that. No, you wrong, you wrong. Amen?
Amen.
Close your Bible.